Let's go to South Carolina, where Governor Henry McMaster giving us a news briefing and update on what's happening there.
Let's pray. Gracious God, we humble ourselves to you and ask for your help. Help us to exercise sound judgment in our preparations for the storm. Help us to be wise in our decisions. Help draw us closer to each other and strengthen our bonds within our communities and as a state through our care for one another. Help us to use this event as a rallying point for unity. Help keep us safe, O Lord. Help us to honor and praise you even in the midst of the storm. Lastly, help us to remember that the same God that created the heavens and the earth is the same God that is with us and will see us through the storm. We ask all these things in your gracious name, Lord. South Carolina strong, South Carolina proud. Amen.
Amen. John Quarello, National Weather Service.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Well, there's some good news, and that's that Florence has weakened since yesterday and is now a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 105 miles an hour. However, don't think that just because it's weakened that the threat is over, and that's a really important fact here. It's still a large and dangerous hurricane. When you look at the size of the hurricane strength winds extend out to the west of the center 50 to 60 miles, and the tropical storm force winds extend west from the center 110 to 140 miles. So this is a very large hurricane. It's currently located about 175 miles east of Myrtle Beach. It is slowing down, now moving northwest about 10 miles an hour. We expect it to continue to slow down as it approaches the coast of southeast North Carolina today, making landfall likely somewhere in the Cape Fear-Wilmington area tonight into early Friday. Slight changes in the track and even in the intensity are still possible before landfall. It should weaken to a tropical storm while it slowly drifts into northeast South Carolina into Saturday. After that, it should slowly shift westward across South Carolina while weakening through Sunday night. Outer rain bands and tropical storm winds arrive across the Grand Strand late this afternoon and evening. There will be a prolonged period of damaging winds in this area, with tropical storm force winds expected for nearly 2 days and hurricane winds expected much of Friday and Friday evening. Elsewhere, damaging winds could spread inland across much of the state on Friday and persist through the weekend, resulting in downed trees and power outages. Tropical storm force wind gusts are expected into the Midlands and the Low Country. Significant rainfall of 15 to potentially over 20 inches is expected across the Grand Strand, 8 to 15 inches in the PD, and then 4 to 10 inches in the Charleston, Columbia areas, and even into parts of the upstate, with lesser amounts across to the south of there. The heavy rain potential will persist into Monday, and given these rainfall totals, flash flooding is likely. These rainfall amounts will also result in significant river flooding, especially in the PD Basin, through next week. Landslides could also occur in the South Carolina mountains. Storm surge is another concern, as values could reach as high as 4 to 6 feet above ground level in some locations north of the Santee River, and 2 to 4 feet above ground level in some locations from South Santee River to Edisto Beach. A threat of isolated tornadoes also exists as Florence shifts across the state. Please make sure not to underestimate this powerful hurricane, as much of the state will feel impacts of damaging winds and torrential rainfall for a couple of days, followed by potentially significant river flooding. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much. And if you noted from those remarks and figures that what that means is the hurricane portion of the hurricane wind portion of the storm is almost 90 or 100 miles wide, and altogether the tropical winds and the hurricane winds are almost just under 400 miles wide. And as he said, it's going to be moving at great velocity as it comes here, but also will be moving across the ground at a slow rate, which means all this rain is going to be here for about 2 days, starting at one side of the state and going to the other. Something else that you may not have heard before is that we may have landslides in the upstate as a result of this, and that's because I think it's about 7 inches of rain may be expected in the upstate. So this is still a very, very dangerous storm, not only on the coast, but also in the interior of the state. And the very unusual part is going to last for about 2 days. So that means that we're going to have to be patient, because as we leave our homes, and we've now had over 421 people that we've counted, 421,000 that have actually evacuated, and we expect more. But there will be still people will be on the roads. But we would say when it comes time for those winds to get to Myrtle Beach, that'll be the first place they'll arrive. Will be sometime this evening. That is at least 39 or 40 miles an hour. It's time to get off of that road. And as the storm moves in Charleston tonight, you should not be on the road. And when it gets down to Beaufort sometime tomorrow, you should not be on the road. So if you're going to leave, and you should leave, if you have not left these evacuation zones, you should leave now, because time is running out. And remember this, once these winds start blowing at that tropical storm rate, it will be virtually impossible for the rescuers to get in to rescue you. So they will be leaving, just like the others, because it'll be highly dangerous to be there. So if you have not left, if you are in a place of danger, if you're in these zones, now is the time to go, because that window of opportunity is closing on you very quickly. And if you stay in those zones, when the bridges may be overrun, there may be debris on bridges, there'll be electrical lines will be down, possibly all over the state. There will be roads that will be closed because of trees across the roads. Some of the roads will be washed out. It will be very difficult for people to get in to fix those things until the winds have gone, the rain has subsided, and even then it will take days to do it. And the first responders will be the first ones to go in. They'll have to be cutting trees and trying to put up the power lines. So for those people, whether you are in those areas or you are outside of those areas, you should plan to be patient, because you may not be leaving wherever you are for several days.
That is South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster live at a press conference telling people time is running out. This after 421,000 people have already evacuated in South Carolina.